People think if you're trading, you're not working for a boss.
Okay.
Bro, the market is your boss. You need to humble yourself. If you can explain to me how stairs work, you should understand market structure. But most people do not want to accept that it is as easy as that. I've made the most money in my life from not closing a winning trade. Anyone who says that is talking nonsense. You are here to make money. Our biggest trade that we caught last year was a 1 to 68.
1 to 68.
A 1 to 68. That is why trading is so hard for most of us, because it's against our human nature.
That's real.
It is real.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's somebody from Top Trader South Africa, and I'm bringing you guys another installment of Market Masters. And we are still on the Cape Town tour. We're still sitting down with Cape Town traders, and I have another Cape Town trader with me today, which I'm really excited because I think today's conversation is really going to shift a lot of people's mentalities, mindsets as well, especially towards trading. I'm sitting down with Stephan Scanlen. Said it right.
Stephan Scanlen,
Scanlen, yes, Mr. Scanlen. Stephan, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and yourself?
No, I'm great. I'm really excited right now. I know we've just had a little bit of a quick conversation right now, but it got me so excited. I'm just like, let's just get into it straight away.
Something different. Yeah.
No, perfect. Anyway, Stephan, you're here today because you're a trader, but I just want to know where the journey started, but also I want to know before the journey even started, where did you grow up? What are some of the things that happened in your life that made you who you are today?
Okay.
Yeah.
So my name is Stephan Scanlen, currently 23 years old. I was actually born in Pretoria.
Oh.
So my parents moved to Johannesburg. Mm-hmm. I was only in Pretoria for about 1 year, so my whole life I've been in Cape Town. My dad is actually a very, very top policeman. He was a policeman for 44 years. My mom, she is a medical writer. Also, one of the things that I always saw with these people in my life, with their degrees and all of these things, my mom has a doctor's degree, not like a doctor, but a doctor's degree in her field. And what I've seen in my experience with my parents is that those degrees, it doesn't make you rich. It doesn't always guarantee that you are going to have an income. Many times in my life, my mom's been retrenched, lost her job. Dad was going to lose his job. So what I've learned from that is that those degrees doesn't guarantee you anything.
Sure. To my gold traders, when the market gets volatile, you expect the spread to widen, and that's become an industry norm. But what if it didn't? What if it consistently remained tightened even during high volatility sessions? Well, this is where PrimeXBT comes into the picture. While many brokers widen their spreads during high volatility sessions, the gold spread at PrimeXBT remains tightened even during these high volatile sessions. That means you can focus more on capturing opportunities without having to worry about a sudden spread spike eating into your profits. PrimeXBT is a licensed and regulated broker. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on screen to open your trading account today and start trading with PrimeXBT.
So I've got twin sisters, 4 years younger than me, studying medical and psychology. So my whole family, even my mom's sisters, my father's family, everyone comes from a background of having this degree, having a degree. And as I've said earlier, all that I've seen in my entire life is that these people with these degrees, they are not living the life that school is teaching me I'm going to have when I have a degree. Okay, so for that reason, I wasn't always the top student in school. I wasn't always the best performer. Not in an academic sense, but school just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I felt like I was stuck in a cage there. I was actually in trouble a few times because of what I was doing in school. I was making money in school as well.
Okay.
So I remember one day when I was grade 12, standing in the cafeteria row with my blazer. I have Western Province judo, so I had a different blazer than the rest of the people, pulling out a big stack of cash, probably 40,000 rand. And just on purpose, because of this one teacher telling me that I will never make it, she was working in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
So I was standing there, I pulled out this big stack of cash out of my hands, and I took out a 10 rand and used it to buy my Coke Zero, just to actually show that teacher. I was also in trouble with the principal for selling things on the school grounds. Like I had a big hustle for selling laptops.
Okay.
After school, I pursued that as well.
Yeah.
So what I did after school, what I used to do with the laptops is I used to buy laptops on Gumtree. I used to buy laptops on Facebook. I also had a contact in the suburbs. Don't know where he got it from. That supplied me with very, very cheap laptops.
Yeah.
I remember the most that I made in one day was 32,000 rand. I made 1,000 rand profit per laptop. Yeah.
Profit, 32,000 rand profit.
Profit per laptop. This was now after school.
Okay.
And that day is actually where I discovered trading.
Oh, okay.
Because when I asked this guy, why are you buying 40 laptops? Why are you doing it?
Yeah.
So he showed me who he is. Well, he was actually my first mentor then. Not going to name any names, but he has one of the biggest Forex institutions in South Africa, I think. Does live classes, things like that. Very, very good guy.
Okay.
Very good teacher. But I just did not find anything that suits me from him.
Okay.
I think most people in the industry, trading is bind with working, in a sense that the more you trade, the more you will make.
Okay.
We see that in the work field, people working hours and hours and getting paid for their time. In trading, it doesn't work like that. Something with me is that I have bought literally everyone's course in South Africa.
Okay.
If I'm telling you everyone, I have a separate hard drive in my drawer that's filled with courses.
A whole hard drive.
I actually went to MTN, buy a different SIM card so these people don't know who I am.
Okay.
And then I buy their course. Even last year I was still doing things like this, not to learn something, but merely to improve what I'm offering.
Okay.
But what I realized from these people is most of these people, what do you call it? Perceived marketing. Okay. So their course will be 50 hours long, teaching you supply, demand, trend lines, Fibonacci, everything, but they only use one or two things in this course, really to sell it to you. So I can say I've easily spent 150,000 rand on courses, using money that I made from selling laptops. At a state, I had a very, very big laptop business that I closed down. I am planning on opening it again. So that gave me my money to buy these courses. I remember my mom and dad bought two for me as well. So the first one, also a very big trader now. I went to him in town. That time it was called Aspire FX, very big company. I don't know if they still exist.
Okay.
So I then go there. I pay this person 8,500. Great guy, very great guy, but not a very good teacher.
Okay.
I will come there. He will tell me, I don't have something prepared for you for the day, and I will just sit there. I always remember I used to see all these lines on the charts, but there's no explanation for it. So there's I think that was 7,500 for 3 lessons there. That's down the drain. I stopped going because when I come there, he tells me he has nothing for me.
Every single time?
No, not every single time.
Okay, but still.
I mean, if you know what you are saying, like me personally, I've got an office in Cape Town. My students come in every second weekend for a boot camp, and I don't prepare for that, but I can talk for hours. I mean, if this is your job, if this is what you are doing, you can't tell me you didn't prepare something. You are supposed to know what you are doing.
Yeah.
Then from there, I went to a second one, also in person, paid that. It was very cheap at that time, I think 2,000 rand.
Okay.
My parents also paid for that. I went there. And I also realized that this guy is teaching me so much in his course. But when I go there and trade with him, he only uses one or two of these things. So once again, perceived marketing, making it sound as if it's such a big thing, but it's actually such a small thing. So what I did then, how I became successful with my strategy at the moment, is I took something that works from everyone's course. Okay. So you get Fibonacci, you get trend lines, you get supply, you get demand. It's all the same thing. It's a level where the market rejects from.
Sure.
Okay? And if you can take all of those things, the one thing that the market rejects from out of everyone's course, that is what I did, and put it together in my own strategy. My way of thinking was, if I can just line up enough reasons for rejection, I will get a big rejection. So at the moment, I'm a swing trader. I don't trade a lot at all. I've got almost a community of 1,000 paid members. I share my trades with them. Many of them, when they join me, they don't understand that you can literally make the same or so much more as these people trading every day by just taking 1 or 2 trades a day. Like for example, our biggest trade that we caught last year was a 1 to 68.
1 to 68.
A 1 to 68, but I will wait 2 or 3 months for that trade. So it's not like I'm seeing these trades every day.
Okay,
I wait very long for them. To sum up my strategy, is very simple. I use market structure. I enter on 4-hour confirmations, but I target my higher time frame structure point.
Okay.
So I will refine let's say, for example, a monthly higher low. I will refine that area on the 4-hour, use a very small stop loss because my stops is based on the 4-hour, but I still target that monthly structure point, let's say, for example, a higher high. So then my risk is managed on the lower time frames, but my target is on the higher time frames. And that is how I have an average risk to reward of, I would say, a 1 to 8.
Okay.
So my way of thinking and my way of explaining this to my students and my members are as follow. You have these traders trading sessions. They have an average risk to reward of 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5, 1 to 3 if you're very lucky.
Yeah.
Most of them trade 1 to 1. There's nothing wrong with that. What works for you works for you. Okay, but we are here to do what? People say we're not here to do this, but we are here to flip and make money. Okay, we are here to trade for money. Everyone will say time, freedom, or what, but what gets you that? The money. Okay, we are here to make money. Anyone who says that is talking nonsense. You are here to make money. Okay, so I think of it like this.
Yeah.
Let's say there's 20 trading days in a month. Okay. If I make a 1-to-1 every single day, if I have a 100% win rate, I make 1 to 20 for the month.
Okay.
That's impossible. No one has a 100% win rate. I would rather wait 2 or 3 weeks for one trade, make me a 1 to 10 than chasing those small amounts every day.
Okay.
I've also spoken to not many, like 1, 2 or 3 hedge fund managers. If you're also referring to these big overseas podcasts, if you listen to those guys, the best guys that makes the most, they trade the less. Okay? I can promise you, if you go talk to a hedge fund manager, they are not sitting there every day chasing a 1-to-1. They are waiting for those 1 or 2 big trades per month, and that's it. If you can take one trade to change your life, that will be perfect.
Okay.
The less amount you can trade, the better it is for you, because the more you trade, every time you open up a trade, there is a probability for one thing always, and that is a loss. Okay, and we as humans, we always want to be correct. Okay, that is why trading is so hard for most of us, because it's against our human nature.
Yeah.
We want to be correct all the time. As you are incorrect, it opens up that spiral of emotions, over trading, but that starts from being incorrect. So what I've realized is I have many people coming from other mentors that trade a lot, and then they find success with me because we do not trade a lot at all. I have this thing in my group, this thing in my industry, where I say, you only need one trade per month. Okay, that's like a slogan that I have. You only need one trade per month. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is not about getting more knowledge or anything of that kind. It's simply about scaling your capital. Like at the moment, I'm making if it's a bad month, I make about 45,000 Rand from my trading.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit there and I've seen people make 100Ks a day, millions. That is not me, not yet. Okay. But I do have the skill to be there one day. The time must just catch up. The same trade that I'm risking on now, I risk very, very little. I risk between 2,000 and 1,500 per trade. Every month I take 2 or 3 trades.
Sure. Okay.
So I risk a very small amount, but I catch a very big trade. I also have a saying in my institution that we never close a winning trade. My way of thinking about this is the market doesn't care about your take profit. The market doesn't care about your stop loss. Why is the market going to turn around at your take profit? I have certain indications that I generate by using technical analysis that tells me, okay, something is happening here. There's a possibility for a reversal. Then I will take partials, okay?
Okay.
I've made the most money in my life from not closing a winning trade. I also have something that I do because I trade this big. Like I can literally show you when we are done. I'm in a gold trade that I've been holding for 3 months. On a 0.01, I'm up 25,000 Rand. On a 0.01, I've been holding the trade for 3 months. I'll show you when we are done talking here. So my way of thinking with regards to that is the less you trade, the less you open yourself up for things that can go wrong. Mm-hmm. The more you trade, the more you open yourself up for things that can go wrong. Okay? So you as a trader, you want to be trading as less as possible. That's what I mentioned earlier. If you can take one life-changing trade, that's perfect. Mm. The more you trade, the more the chances are there of you going into that spiral of being wrong. Over trading, over leveraging, and then ultimately blowing your account.
Okay, can I ask about the strategy?
You're welcome.
Is it possible to use it on a lower time frame? Because you know what, people's personalities are a little bit different. People.
Definitely. So I always say I do not teach you a strategy.
Okay.
I teach you how the market moves. Okay. If you can read price action on the monthly time frame, it's the exact same thing on the 1 minute time frame. Okay. Something that I teach otherwise of my swing strategy is something that I call flow zone. Uh-huh. It's a very, very popular strategy in my community. Members are making money from it every single day. And for that, we only use a EMA on the daily time frame and a demand or supply zone on the 4 hour. If that aligns, we target a 1 to 5. And we get trades like that every single day. Me personally, I do not trade that. But people came to me saying they want to trade more. So I went, took me 2 or 3 weeks, and I figured out the strategy. But if you know what moves the market, you are supposed to be able to figure out new strategies. Yeah. All these people were teaching you the same thing for 3-4 years. It doesn't make sense. The market is changing all the time. If you're using order blocks in 2005 with a Fibonacci, it's not going to work 10-20 years later. Yeah. You need to be putting in the time every single day to make sure that you adapt as the market changes. So that's why I also encourage at least 2 hours, even if you are making millions, at least 2 hours a week of backtesting. Yeah. Backtesting, what backtesting means is very simple. You generate data based on your strategy, and you use that data to determine your profitability, like your risk to reward, how long you're holding your trades. It's all about generating that data. People come to me, they don't have confidence, they struggle with psychology. All of that can be fixed by studying your data. Okay, if you have a set strategy and you have set rules, something as psychology doesn't matter, it falls away. Mm. If you have that set, I have a tick box. Okay. So I have a small book, I tick off certain things because I need at least 3 reasons to enter a trade. It can be 1 reason on the daily, 1 on the 4 hour, 1 on the monthly, at least 3 reasons to enter a trade. So I tick that off. When that aligns, boom, I take my trade. Most people are going to think that I'm lying, I'm talking nonsense when I say this, but we haven't lost 1 trade this year. Okay, I share all my trades to all my students live. We have not taken 1 loss this entire year. This year is now, this is the 6th month. Yeah, true. We've taken 8 trades, so that's about 1 trade a month. But every one of those trades hits a take profit of more than 1 to 10 risk to reward. Each of those trades.
Sure.
Yes.
You know, you spoke about rejection, looking for, well, you kind of took everything where price kind of just rejects and stuff like that. What actually, led you to thinking that, hey, look, rejections is where it's at? Mm-hmm. What actually, prompted you to look for that? We all, when we start, we all look for the Holy Grail. Yeah. I was looking for the Holy Grail. Okay. But then it came to me, trading is one thing. I buy here, the market goes up, so it rejects. I sell here, the market goes down, so it rejects. If this person is teaching me a key level is where he takes his trades from, and I can see that is the one thing that he takes his trade from. Fibonacci, all of those things are just things to identify structure, but he takes his trades from the key level. What I went and back tested that key level. My theory is as follows. Everything works. I know people making hundreds of thousands using only trend lines. I know people making money using only EMAs. Everything works. You just need to know where it does not work. Okay? So for example, let's say I'm using an ascending trend line.
I will teach it in my course. Someone will use it. He will contact me, or some hater will say, I'm teaching trend lines. It doesn't work. If I'm teaching an ascending trend line, obviously it's not going to work in a downtrend. Okay? Like, for example, a Fibonacci. Fibonacci determines how much price retraces before it impulses again. If there's not clear market structure and people try to use Fibonacci, they're going to tell you it doesn't work. But it just doesn't work on that certain area where the market is not clear.
Yeah.
That also comes down to why I wait so long for my trades. Because I wait for that perfect setup. I call it an A+ setup. It has certain rules. Okay. The most important thing for me in profitability, the most important thing that I will say is the Holy Grail. It doesn't exist something as a Holy Grail, but the most important thing for me, you as a trader need to be able to do, is understand price action over multiple time frames. Okay, I can open up the 4 hour, use your strategy perfect, boop, beat stop loss. Now I blame you.
Okay.
But if I'm taking a buy on the 4 hour and all the other time frames are bearish, where's the highest probability going to be? Towards the downside. Okay, so people have come to me and say what I teach doesn't work, but it simply means you are not using it at the right place. Okay, that everything works. You just need to circle out the areas where it does not work.
Yeah. Sure. Sorry. The learning process. How tedious was the learning process for you? Like how?
Oh,
yeah.
Here's another story.
Okay.
Here's another story. This is a very true story. Some of my close friends will tell you the same.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I live in an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment that I bought cash. We'll get to that later from one trade.
Yeah.
But before that, I moved out of my parents' house at 18.
Okay.
Because I have siblings and things. I don't want to be there with everyone. I want to focus on my laptop business at that time, so I moved out. I used to sell the laptops from my parents' garage and a small store that I rented. So then I moved out there and I started selling it from this granny flat.
Okay.
So I lived there for 1 year.
Yeah.
I was kicked out of that granny flat.
Oh, yeah?
Because the couple that lived there, a white guy and a white girl, their baby could never sleep because my lights were always on.
Yeah.
Every night, this guy would call me 3 a.m. Please put the lights out. The baby wants to sleep. And what am I doing? I'm busy collecting data. I'm busy backtesting. If I see a big move happen, I reverse that move on TradingView, and I go and look where that move started, what lines up, what are the reasons for rejection. And then I realized it's always the same 3 things. Not always, but when there's a very big move, it's always these 3 things. Okay, always these 3 things. That is how I got that strategy using those 3 things. Okay. So, what was the question?
The learning process.
The learning process.
Yes.
So there was this one mentor. He's also been on the podcast before.
Oh yeah.
Not going to call any names. As I said, everything works. Everything works for everyone. You just have to circle out where it doesn't work.
Okay.
But there was this one mentor. I used to go to his like live classes every single day. I got a nice close connection to him, and then one day I realized when I was standing there, this guy is telling everyone to buy, like buy, shouting there, buy, everyone buys. I was close to him. This guy comes sit next to me. He shows me he's in sales. Things like that. That's then when I realized that most people in this industry, they don't care about you. When you've paid them, you mean nothing to them.
Sure.
Okay. This was very short term. He was using what you call that ICT, SMC.
Okay.
Once again, that definitely works. In my opinion, ICT, SMC is just overcomplicated market structure. Market structure has been there since day one. You know the candlestick Bible, that guy who invented it ages ago, 100 years ago. That Bible is very, very old. I think about 100 years old.
Okay.
So what he teaches in there is market structure. You know the candlestick Bible.
Yeah.
So that has been there since day one. People just came and overcomplicated these things to sell courses. Like a liquidity sweep. If you go and backtest liquidity sweeps, the only thing it is a higher time frame structural move. So you will think it sweeps as liquidity, but it's just a higher time frame creating a higher low and going towards the higher high. But obviously on the lower time frame, there's going to be a lot of other noise that you can now call liquidity sweeps.
Yeah.
As I say, everything works. Everyone's different. I believe SMC, ICT, I believe everything works. I just believe most of the things are overcomplicated. I believe that all you need to make money is your 4-hour, your weekly, your daily, and market structure. If you can explain to me how stairs work, you should understand market structure. But most people do not want to accept that it is as easy as that. Most people think there's no limit on how much you can make. Okay, so first of all, because of that, people think this needs to be hard. Okay. People think this needs to take me ages to learn. I also thought that. Then I went and as I told you, I reversed the bigger moves, and it always happens for one thing. It's always clear market structure. If I open up any chart, I'll be able to draw the uptrend or the downtrend, any chart. So why are so few people focused on market structure? It's literally all you need to make money. If the trend is not clear, I simply wait for a clear trend. So that also comes back to the education part that you asked me about. All these people, they teach you Fibonacci, they teach you, I can't even remember all the names different names for the same thing. It's different names, but it's an area of supply, it's an area of resistance, it's the same thing, it's an area where the market rejects from. So many different names for the same thing. Then I concluded, after doing literally everyone's course in Cape Town, any mentor you can show me, I have this course on my drive. Even last year, when I had my own institution, people don't want to let me buy their courses, so I go and I get a new phone, I make a fake name, and I still buy your course. I still see what you are doing, I still see what you are teaching. So I took the best thing out of everyone's course, and that is where I am now.
The conversation you had with your parents, because obviously your journey, your path was like different from everyone at home, because like you said, the background at home is education, it's school, whatnot. How did that conversation go? Because right now you're saying you want to do your own thing.
If you are 18 and you have the money to move out, what can your parents tell you? What can they tell me? I'm living on my own. I'm buying. At this moment, I'm actually sending my parents money every single month. Every single month, I send my parents between 7,000 and 10,000 rand to live a normal life. That is where I am now. But there was never this thing of, like, my parents never told me this is stupid.
Oh, okay.
I remember the first course I actually did with my mom was Festek's course. Mr. Festek. That was the first course that I did with my mom. Because at that time she was busy losing her job. She studied 12 years.
You did say.
Has a doctor's degree. But they replaced her just like this. Not for era, it was the COVID thing that happened. Even the company she's working with now replaced you just like this. Don't care about your degree, it means nothing. It's just worth the paper that it's printed on. So I think because my parents never really saw me like struggle, like asking them for money, not having food, I was always fine. I mean, you don't need a lot of money to be fine. My rent that time was 4,000 rand. It was a very small granny flat. So with 10,000 rand a month, I'm fine. So you don't need a lot of money to be fine. So my parents they were never like laid back telling me I shouldn't do this. They always had also this, or they were always also telling me because of my experience at school that I'm different. Okay, I was achieving nothing at school in Boop. The moment I'm done, I'm achieving all of these things. School keeps so many people trapped in that box. The teachers are controlling you. There's so many things controlling you in a school environment that people will think you're not going to be successful. But what I've seen is the people that were on my level, my type of friends, hustling in school, things like that, they are the ones that are successful now. The people that are buying my course at the moment are the top people, the top people in schools. I even have, she doesn't know this, but one of my primary school teachers is one of my students. She doesn't recognize me because I'm much bigger now, but she's one of my students. I had an event the other day where we did like a pool competition with my students. We had a 5,000 rand cash prize. She was actually one of the winners, but she doesn't recognize me. But she was one of my school teachers when I was grade 4, grade 5.
Wow.
Yes.
The patience to wait for that trade. I think for a lot of people, it takes a lot to be that patient.
It's hard, yes.
It's difficult.
It's hard.
Where do you get that patience from?
When I have these, I also have a weekly call with my students where we discuss like psychology and things like that. I always tell them it's never going to go away. Obviously, I want to say, screw this, I would rather take this quicker trade. It's always going to be there. It's about how bad you want it. You are seeing that every time you break your rules, you follow your mind, you are losing money. Do you want the success bad enough to force yourself to not do it? It's not about, I can tell you to meditate for 30 minutes, I can tell you to read books. We are human beings. Okay, we are put together with emotions. Those emotions are always going to be there.
Yeah.
So you don't learn to control it. I would say you learn to force to ignore it. It's not something as if someone walks into me in the road and I get mad, I'm not controlling myself. I'm forcing myself to ignore him.
Yeah.
It's you're forcing yourself. You have to get used to forcing yourself.
Yeah.
Would you rather wait 3 weeks for one big trade or lose for 3 weeks? That is what I always ask them.
But it's that, I don't know. It's that thing of like I've just spoken to so many people, and I know that a lot of people struggle with waiting for that setup.
It's about how bad you want it.
And it's not even like waiting 3 weeks. So we're talking waiting days now. People just don't have that thing of like. So you're just saying it's just about how bad.
It's also I've got the data behind me to know that it's worth it to wait.
Sure.
I've got the data to know it's worth it to wait.
Yeah.
So instead of that is what I always ask my members this one thing. Would you rather lose for 2 or 3 weeks chasing one-to-ones, or would you rather wait for that one big trade? I also think because of my community, all the trades that we've shared in the past 2 years are there. You can go back and view them.
Yeah.
You can see my journal entries, you can see my video breakdown, all of the things, you can go back and view them. I think because that is there, people also know that it's worth it to wait for this 1 to 10, 1 to 12. Like I'm in a trade now that's running 1 to 16. I risked 1,500 Rand and I'm up over 20,000 Rand for risking 1,000 Rand. Also, something that I encourage with my members is think about it like this. Most people are not profitable, okay? Most people trade for years, but they have 0 Rand to show. If you log in, it's in their log is in a negative, okay? If you make an extra 20,000 Rand per year, that will be a lot for the normal average person. In South Africa, that will be a lot for the normal person. An extra 20,000 Rand a year is an extra 2,000 Rand a month. That can be the little bit that you have to yourself. So look at it like this. Would you rather take that one trade, let's say you risk 10,000 Rand for one trade of the year, make that extra, that 1 to 10, 1 to 15, make that 100,000, 150,000 Rand, or would you rather make 1,000 Rand every day? Would you rather go and chase making that 2,000 Rand every day, or do you just wait for this one big trade a year? I can promise you the banks, the institutions, they are not trading every day. They are waiting for these big trades. Also, something that is now very prominent in my community is, like this morning I'll wake up and 50 people are in the same trade. That is because they all have the same knowledge. They all know what they are waiting for. They all have the same understanding. I've been in so many groups. Everyone is talking about something different. Everyone is talking about something different. No one knows what's going on.
We've been there.
Literally in my group, everyone is in the same trades every single day. I'm one of the very few people, and I put myself out there as being one of the very few people. I actually, in the way that I'm posting, I actually challenge other people to be like this. Stop posting your cars. Stop. Like 2 weeks ago, I posted my UPSA, a screenshot of my bank account in my group, and the members were shocked. There's more than a bar in my bank account. I'm 23 years old. I've got more than $1 million in my savings in one bank account. So it comes back to, you are gonna 1 or 2 trades, making that 100 to 200,000 Rand per year is going to change your life instead of chasing those small trades. And I think when I sent that in my group, they realized I have this money, but I'm not trading every day. I think last month we took a Euro NZD buy, and it's still at entry. Okay, it's still at entry. We can be in drawback for weeks and in profits for months. So there is a lot of patience involved in it, but it's all because the data is backed up. People can go on my website, they can log in, they can see all my trades. I even give my investor password to my students. I have nothing to hide. I'm also, as I was saying, slipped out of my mind now, I pride myself in being one of the very few that can show student results every single day. Every single day there's people thanking me. I've even had 3 weeks ago, the person joined me. I've got an office in Cape Town. She comes to my office. She's about 35 years old. She makes her salary there in one day and she starts crying.
Sure.
She calls her husband. Everyone starts thanking me. I just think that I'm one of the very few people that can show results. Everyone is showing you the cars. I can also show you my apartment. I can show you my bank account. I can take pictures every morning when I eat breakfast. All of that nonsense that these people do never made sense to me. Why must you take a picture of every meal? But anyways, I mean, I'm into bodybuilding. If I had to do that, my plate will be full of chicken and rice. Literally. So I've never understand that, but they show you that because they can't show you that what they are teaching is working. They need to show you this dream. They can't show you the results. Like why is the norm? Obviously, you're selling yourself. There's nothing wrong with selling a course. There's nothing wrong with selling signals if it works. There's definitely something wrong with selling signals if everyone is losing money.
Sure.
But there's nothing wrong with selling a course. If it works, there's nothing wrong with selling a course. But why is the normal that it's being marketed by showing your lifestyle? Isn't the best way to market the company by showing the people that's using it that it's working? So I don't understand why am I the only trader, one of the very few, at least what I know about it, that's posting results every single day. I don't show my car. I can show a car. I can show a house. I can show cash. But why? What I've learned with my dad being a cop is if you show things like this, you get kidnapped. There's a lot of danger involved, especially in South Africa, showing things like this. So why isn't the norm, showing results? Why is it not? Doesn't make sense. I'm trying now to make that the new norm.
How do you handle yourself during drawdown before the trade goes in the direction that you need it to go?
How do I handle myself? See, that's also backed by data. I don't handle myself. I don't care. I know there's, like, people will take a trade, they will look at it every 5 minutes. It doesn't make a difference. You are just burning your eyes and wasting your time by going on your phone every 5 minutes. The market doesn't care if you look at it. So it also comes down to, it also has this sense that people think if you're trading, you're not working for a boss.
Okay.
Bro, the market is your boss. You need to humble yourself. The market is your boss. If you don't have respect to the market, it takes your money just like that. Unfortunately, the market is your boss. You need to listen to what the market is giving you. If you want more, all of a sudden everything is gone. So it comes down to the market. The market is your boss. I have respect for the market. I know it doesn't. I can pull 1,000 lines on this corner, the market is still going to push through it. The market doesn't care about my lines. The market doesn't care if I'm watching. The market doesn't care about my stop loss. So it all comes down to accepting that you can't control anything. The only thing you can do is accept it and trust your data. That's it. If you do not have enough data, you're going to have problems with your psychology. You're going to have problems with waiting because you do not have enough data to tell you, oh, this has happened so many times before, so there's a probability for it to happen so many times again. If it took me, while backtesting, it took me 5 days for my trade to take profit, why am I stressing every hour? It all comes back to everyone who has a complaint or emotional problem or struggling to hold. It all comes to trusting your data. You do not have enough data behind you to know that this one is backed by this data, so it's going to happen in this way as it had happened in this way before. It comes down to your data.
You know, we trade on the $6 trillion market, basically.
Yes. 7 now.
$7 trillion market. Obviously, that's a lot of money. Everyone knows that we have access to
endless opportunities.
Exactly. But does that hurt us in a sense of thinking we're going to go on the markets and we have unrealistic
Definitely.
Expectations or unrealistic expectations of profit, rather?
Definitely. I think the South Africa niche is pushed in such a sense that you can take 5 rand to 500,000. I think that is something that is shown over and over and over. Ask yourself, if this guy is showing you his trade, he's showing you he's in the trade, he's showing you he's copying out the buy, he's showing you his profits, why isn't he taking 1 or 2 seconds more to just swipe left and show you the real tag? Why doesn't he just press one button to show you the weekly log? Because that's a demo account. These people are probably buying and selling on one account and then posting whichever one wins. So I think the SA industry thinks that you need 5 rand, you need 5,000 rand, and then you're set for life. It's not like that. Okay, there are things that can help you. My biggest payout last year was 190,000 rand from a prop firm. I took one trade. I still have the account still funded. I'm actually scared to trade it because I don't want to milk the prop firm. I don't want them to. You see, I've been banned on a prop firm for gambling.
Okay.
But I waited 3 weeks for the limit to trigger. How is that gambling?
How?
And then I caught a 1 to 22.
Yeah.
They paid me out, but I'm banned after that. And I passed that account using a robot.
Okay.
Yes. But I think it just comes down to everything is portrayed wrong in South Africa. Everything is portrayed as quick and easy. Everything is portrayed as if you are a trader, you're going to be a millionaire for sure. I'm a trader. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have millions in my bank account, but I'm staying here around the corner. I booked a place here. I've got the freedom to book a place close to the day's venue so that I'm not late.
Yes.
I've got the freedom to not go home for the next 2 weeks. I've got the freedom to not worry about anything that I'm buying. I'm not making millions, but I promise you I'm better off than most people my age. I promise you I'm better off than most people that are studying. I promise you I'm better off than most adults that have studied, that have degrees. So I think it just comes down to accepting that even though the endless possibilities are there, if you're going to chase that, I always tell my students this, if you chase money, it's going to run. If you chase focus on taking quality setups, if there's one a month, so what? You do not need more skill, you simply need more capital. Like this week, we are waiting for 1 to 22. It's running 1 to 8 now already. I'm risking between 1.5 and 2,000 rand.
Okay.
If I'm $200,000 funded, which I am not yet, but I'm working towards it. Okay, I'm at the moment funded with 1 million rand with a prop firm called Winloop.
Okay.
If I'm funded $200,000, I'm risking 2,000 rand now per trade, and I'm making about 40, 50,000, 60,000 rand a month. If I can risk $2,000, I can make 40, 50, 60,000 dollars per month. The thing is, most people have the skill already to generate some money, but they think they need more skill to generate more money. It's not. Time just needs to catch up. I tell my students every day, guys, you are all on my level already. You all have the same knowledge as me. You all take the same trades as me. You all have the same understanding as me. Even many times I make the example of most of my students are most probably trading much better than most of the mentors in SA. Time just has to catch up. You just need to have the capital to be able to risk what I'm risking. You are risking 100 rand now. I'm risking 1,000 rand. We all have the exact same skill. We're all catching the exact same trade. I just had more time than you to build my capital.
Sure.
Coming back quickly to that trade that I was talking about.
Okay.
Last year I took a 1 to 19 risk reward. You can go on my socials, the whole trade breakdown is there. That was actually when signals was still legal without a license last year. I actually sent that signal.
Yeah.
A 1 to 19 risk reward. I risked 1% of my 1 million account, which was 10,000 rand, and I got 190,000 rand payout. A 1 to 19, I got about 160 after the profit splits.
Okay.
That was my biggest payout last year. I mean, that account took me 2 trades to pass. 1 trade phase 1, 1 trade phase 2.
Yeah.
2, I was even being investigated for so long because the prop firm couldn't understand that I just use 1 trade per phase. But it's because I'm waiting for that perfect trade. I think a lot of people, they don't have what it takes to wait. You telling everyone you want to be a millionaire, you telling everyone you want to make so much money, but you can't even wait. You want to wait 30 days for a salary. Why can't you wait a week for a trade?
Zero patience. Zero patience is... I think, obviously, we live in a generation where everything happens like this.
Generation where everything happens, yes.
So I think even having that mentality towards the charts... You know, you see a guy posting payday every day.
Yeah.
He's posting profits every day, withdrawals every day. You don't even know where the withdrawals come from.
That's what I also don't understand. I never see I've got doctors in my family. I've never seen them done a surgery and say lung removed plus 100K, something like that. I've never seen Show me a doctor removing a teeth or whatever, posting something like that. I've never seen it. So why on earth do we do it?
Yeah.
Why do they do it? Because they need other people. If you are a true trader, you just need yourself in the charts and literally 5,000 Rand.
Yeah.
But these people, they need your subscriptions. They need your... I'm going to offend a lot of people, but I also believe that these subscription-based businesses in the Forex industry, what is the point of a subscription base? To keep you paying the subscription. So why will they give you enough knowledge for you to not come back next month? So that should always be a red flag. If someone is asking you a subscription fee, why will they teach you enough for you not to come back next month? Understand what I'm saying?
Money. I want to talk about money. I've been talking about money lately with a lot of people because I think people have different views on money, because I think financial literacy is also a bit of an issue, in our larger community in South Africa as well. What is it about money that you have learned over the years?
Sure, bro. When I started making good money 2 years ago, it took me about 1 year and a few months to become profitable. So when I started making good money 2 years ago, that was now before I was using proper risk management. I will find a 5K, and if PR, whatever, 100,000 Rand, boom. Bro, I will go to town, I'll book a hotel for 3 nights, that 100,000 Rand is gone.
Sure.
I've got nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. Even now, still now, I'm 23 years old, I still struggle with this.
Okay.
That's why I don't keep a lot of money in my account, I keep it in my broker account.
Okay.
With the broker that I'm with, withdrawals take 5 seconds, so it's very, very fast. There's no need for me to have the money in my account. What I've seen, if I have so much money in my account, all of a sudden I want this, all of a sudden I want that, all of a sudden I want this. All that I need at the moment to be who I am is mints, rice, and my charts. That's it. That is all that I need to live on. Literally, that's all.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I'm restricting myself to only have those things.
Okay.
Only have my money for my groceries. My groceries is because I eat a lot. I have passion for bodybuilding. I have passion for fighting. I have private MMA coaches, things like that.
Yeah.
Very important to keep yourself fit. I don't understand all these mentors just sitting there being fat or skinny. How can you talk about discipline but you look like that? How can you talk about discipline and consistency but you look like that? Understand?
Yeah.
Obviously, if you want to talk about discipline, it needs to show somewhere in your life.
Sure.
If you're overweight, you're not disciplined enough to put down that bad food.
Sure.
So I think for me, I learned very early that if you don't manage your money, you're going to have nothing to show for it. Like this money comes so fast, it leaves fast as well. Like in the past, let's say 2 years ago, I spent 200,000 Rand in a month on hotels. I don't know what I did there. I've got nothing to show for it. The money is just boom gone. What I do now is I rather keep that money in my brokerage account. I've got a financial advisor.
Okay.
The only reason I have him is to support him. All that he does for me is invest in the S&P 500, things like that. I can do that on my own. The only reason I have him is one of my friends. I'm supporting him. So I think you need to admit, men and women, we think women go on shopping sprees, bro. If I make 50K 2 years ago, that thing is gone literally the next five minutes. I promise you, bro.
So
I
true.
promise I will buy like a suit like this. 10,000-20,000 Rand and it fits me for 2 weeks. There's so much money that I've spent in my life, hundreds of thousands, that I have nothing to show for.
Sure.
Nothing to show for. I think something that we haven't talked about yet is my first live account.
Okay.
I actually wanted to show you when I came here. So when I was busy with those mentors, there was one guy much older than me. I was at that stage like 21, and he's in his 40s. So we became business partners. We started my institution, Grand Capital, together. Okay. So we started this together. Bro, he funded 50,000, I funded 50,000. I don't know if you've ever heard about Daniel Savage.
Wait, is this your first live account? 50,000 Rand.
No, my first live account was 81,000.
81,000.
Gone in 1 month. I'll show you I still have
this was your first funding?
My first live account. So all the money that I took from selling laptops.
Laptop business.
Yes.
The laptop business was doing well, though.
Bro, there's a lot of money. You see, any business can do well if you know who to target.
Okay,
That's it. I was targeting big companies that buy bulk laptops. So I would sell 20 laptops in a week and I'd make 1,000 Rand per laptop. Small profit, but the amount adds up.
Yeah.
even now, still I have people contacting me every day for laptops, but I'm not in the business anymore.
Yeah.
Even now, if I go on my students, I've got so many students, some of them are still saying laptop next to them. They were my customers back in the day, but they can't remember it. That's how big the institution has grown now.
Sure.
So we took Daniel Savage's signals. You know who Daniel Savage is?
No, I don't know Daniel Savage.
But most of the people that are listening will know who he is. Bro, then that guy posts, he's in profits, but we are just losing. That guy that started with me, he gave up because of all those losses.
Sure.
I'll show you when we're done talking. I have it framed in my room. I send it to my students very often. My first live account, 81,000 gone in 1 month.
Sure.
By taking signals. This guy is posting wins, profits, results, but we take the exact same trades and we are just losing money.
Okay.
I have no idea how that's possible. That individual that was with me then, he gave up because of that. He's just working now a normal 9 to 5 again.
Yeah.
Because why? He was in the wrong place with the wrong expectations.
Sure.
I think as you grow as a trader, all of us come in here to make quick money. As I've said in the start, so many people will tell you it's not about the money, but it's about the flipping money. Okay, everything comes to you when you have money. Freedom comes to you when you have money. Time comes to you when you have money. Better life comes to you when you have money. Better health. Everything is just better when you have money. So I think when you ask me about like my relationship with money, because I had 2 siblings, there was never enough money for the older brother. Okay. There was always enough money for the 2 younger sisters.
The twins.
For them to have the iPhones, for them to have the nice clothes. Me with my Samsung, they with their iPhones. Not that there's a problem with that, but I think it's also that thing of, I always, like, my friends always had these gaming consoles, PSPs. If I ask my parents for that, it's impossible. There's just not money for it. So I think one of the main reasons that I am so prominent with saving money, I've got a lot of money in my bank account and in my broker's account that I don't spend. As I told you, like 3 weeks ago, there was some stupid guy saying something about me, so I posted my bank account, the bank statement, something that you can go to jail for faking. So definitely not faked. And I think when my students saw that 1.3 million in my Absa account, it gave them so much motivation to actually trust this thing of taking 1 or 2 trades per month. But what I wanted to say, I think many of us come into the industry chasing money, and that is why most of us lose money.
Yeah.
Because we are chasing money. If you just focus on what is important, taking A+ setups, A+ setup means the probability is there based on time frames aligning, and the probability is there based on enough reasons for rejection. But the first most important thing is the time frames aligning. You can take a buy on the 1 minute, but if a sell on the 1 minute time frame, if the monthly is bullish, there's a high probability for the 1 minute to break lows, or to break highs. There's a high probability for it to break highs. So I always want all the probabilities in my favor by having all time frames aligning. That is where I find my best trades.
Sure. Even when you're just trading your, like, because right now you focus on weekly, daily, and 4 hour.
That's all you need to make money.
Then does it matter in which direction the lower time frames, your 1 hour, your...
So I'll always wait for all my time frames to align. Okay. So let's say the monthly is clearly bullish, weekly is clearly bullish, 4 hours is clearly bullish, 1 hour is bearish, 1 hour is printing lower lows and lower highs. I have a confirmation that I use that's called COSIG, change of structure in general. So it's very, very important for me to wait for that confirmation. If the 1 hour is not aligned with my monthly, I don't take the trade, I'd rather wait. Even if it takes me weeks, the trade is going to be so much better if you wait for all the time frames to align. It's going to give you so much bigger target if you wait for all the time frames to align. Like I've said, I don't use a take profit. The market doesn't care or doesn't know about your take profit. I wait for certain price action indications that tells me the market is going to reverse at this area. And that indication is called COSIG. So if I'm waiting, let's say I'm in a buy on the weekly, I have this thing that I call the fueling topic. The 1 hour fuels the 4 hour, the 4 hour fuels the daily fuels the weekly. So I need to wait for all my fueling timeframes to align. So very, very important for all the probabilities to be in your favor. You can have an A+ setup based on rejection reasons, but it's not high probability because the timeframes are against you. Probability comes from aligning all your timeframes. Yes.
Have there been moments where the way of trading was not working?
I think in the beginning, I was trading the strategies that I was learned, so more short term. So if you talk about not working, referring to my swing trading.
Yes, to your swing trading.
No, not really. When I started, like, you just don't go into swing trading. You obviously need to wait a month maybe for a trade. So I can't just be swing trading every single day. So sometimes when I see all these people making money and stuff, and I'm still waiting for a trade, then I think maybe I should just intraday. Maybe I should just scalp. But then when I hit that take profit, it just makes so much more sense to swing. Like I said, I'm a emotional being. We all are. The emotions are always going to be there. I think a big part of people not being successful, they don't have enough emotions. Like, I will go to a club, these people are drinking, partying. How on earth are they not stressed about their futures? If I go to a club, if I see these people dancing, I go home, I start stressing for them. Bro, I'm serious. I think too many people do not have enough emotions. They don't give a fuck about their futures. They are not stressed enough to go and, oh shit, I must do something.
That's real.
It is real.
That's real.
Like, my point where I was the most shook, I remember at a party seeing all these people on drugs and drunk, and I was like, oh shit, I need to go home. This is not a place for me. Like, why are these people not stressed? I never understand, like, why people are not stressed. And they are worse off than me. I'm in a better position, but I'm so stressed the whole time. Like, the whole time I'm stressed. It's not something bad. If it was something bad, I would have seen someone about it, but I see it as fuel. If I wake up and I have no stress, I go back to sleep. If I wake up and I have stress, I stand up and I get shit done. I think emotions are very good if you know how to use them.
I think that's a different level of emotional intelligence right there, because I think, how do I put this? Like, managing, you know how they say we need to manage our expectations, but I think also even our emotions need to be managed and managed. It's exactly what you just said right now.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah.
You can be broke and you can think you are done, or you can think, I've got nothing to lose, let me give it my everything.
Sure.
It's all about perspective. People always, because I've got now almost 700 paid members. If I open my phone, there's at least 50 messages a day. People always ask me, why don't I get an AI or why, stuff like that. But people want authenticity. There's so many people, if you talk to them, they don't know how to reply, they don't know what's going on. People want that authenticity. If people ask me, how am I managing all the stress? Bro, I love it. I love it. I will very, very often tell people, I love this stress, because I'm using it in the correct way. I can sit in a corner and cry, or I can say, oh, I've got this thing inside of me, this feeling inside of me, let me use it to be productive. If I didn't have stress this morning, I would stay in my bed. Why don't I need to wake up? Why? But I've got stress, I've got something that I want to achieve because of the stress, so I get up and I go do my best.
Sure. Fascinating. I'm very fascinated by just your whole story. When you said before we started that, hey, this one's different, I was like, now I see exactly what you're talking about. No, Stephan, no, thank you very much. I think
It's a big pleasure.
Yeah, you've come. No, actually, we're not done. 6 months.
You must control your emotions.
Yeah, that is true. Let's talk about the trade you held for 6 months. Yeah.
Okay, so that was a NASDAQ sell. Very, very simple. My reason for entry was so simple. It was a weekly lower high. Something that I also, while we are talking about NASDAQ, let me just quickly mention this. NASDAQ is never bearish. If someone tells you NASDAQ is bearish, they are lying. Has NASDAQ ever not had a positive return in a year?
Sure.
Never. So my rule is very simple. If pairs like gold and NASDAQ, I do not look for sales at all. I simply flow with the buys. If there's selling conditions, I ignore it. But this one time, before I had this rule, I called a sell. If you go look at NASDAQ on the weekly, there was one time where it was bearish in 2021.
Okay.
Like the 7th month, I have all my broker logs. I'll show you the log when I'm done. So I have all the printed out logs that they emailed to you from the broker.
But I think if you're in that moment at the time in 2021, you might have seen what happened the previous year as well. So I think people's psychology was probably like looking at that and like, yeah.
You see, my idea of thought behind that sell was the monthly is bullish. The monthly is bullish. So this retracement phase is down, impulse is up. This retracement phase will obviously always be, I call it internal structure, external and internal structure. Your internal structure will always be bearish during a bullish retracement phase. Okay, so what I did is I pulled out my fib. If you pull out your fib from the low to the high, your 76, where the price will start impulsing from. So I targeted that region with a sell. I was trading a retracement. And that sell happened to take, I think it was 8 months, I'll make 100% sure, but it was at least 6 months. I remember closing exactly 860,000 Rand. I remember, not going to say what broker it was, they paid me out in 10 separate payments. They couldn't do the full payment, so they sent me 80.
Was it local?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was like in 1 week, that didn't take long, but it was like,
but
all of a sudden I got 10 80K deposits, all of a sudden. Then SARS is calling me and I'm in trouble, but it's this fucking broker sending me money that's mine in 10 separate payments. So from that, I was always also, because these local brokers, they all say the same thing. We are the best. all these local brokers, they are not the best, bro. They're not the best.
Yeah. So that's one trade you held for like 6 months.
And that is how I bought. I actually still have money from that trade. That is how I bought the apartment that I'm staying in now. That is why I moved out of the granny flat. It's because of that big trade. So I've got a 2-bedroom paid-off apartment because of one trade.
Sure.
In 2 or 3 years, I'm going to catch that same trade that bought me an apartment. It's going to buy me a supercar. It's going to buy me a mansion. It's going to buy me a boat. The same trades that I'm taking now, it's just about time catching up. I'm making 25K on a 1 to 25 now, risking 1,000 Rand. In the future, I'm going to be risking 10,000, 20,000, 100,000. I'm going to make the same risk to reward, the same skill. It's just about the most important thing, your most primary focus in your trading should be when you are profitable. If you're not profitable, you're wasting your time with that. But it should be to build your capital. And there's so many people that can help you. You can get a license, you can send signals, you can get the signal subscriptions. Bro, I've never done this, but imagine asking 700 Rand for signal subscription, 1,000 members. If you're a good trader, it's very easy to get. Boom, there you have your capital. There's so many ways to leverage the skill. You've got prop firms. It's not legal anymore, but copy trading, bro. I used to make so much money from copy trading.
Oh, yeah?
I used to make it makes me sad, bro, because I'm busy working on that license now. I actually flew down to Joburg last month to finalize everything.
Okay.
But I had 380 people linked on my copy trading, bro.
380.
And I will make 1,000 Rand and I'll get 30% of every trade. So I was just focusing on making 1,000 Rand every week. Then I get 300 Rand times almost 400 from all those people just like that instantly. Bro, it's so much money from copy trading. That is definitely something that I'm going to start again when I have got the licenses. But once again, when it was legal, all these top guys, you will never see them doing copy trading. I was doing copy trading on one single server, on one single broker for more than 12 months. Everyone was happy. I haven't lost a single cent of anyone. Even now, my DMs are full of people begging me to start it, but I'm not going to get as 1 million Rand fine from SARS, from FSCA.
FSCA, yeah.
No way.
Not worth it.
No way.
Gee, wow.
But just to show you, there's so many ways to make money by leveraging the skill. If you've got a skill, bro, you're set.
What I'm basically understanding what you're saying, and I think someone's at home is like, is Stephan actually saying what I think he's saying? Saying, I should go sell signals, yeah, but obviously, legal, obviously.
Yeah. If you're good with something, why not monetize it?
Sure.
Why not? I mean, you are good with talking to people, you are monetizing the podcast. Why? There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Let's talk about loss. What's the biggest loss you've taken?
In a single trade.
I mean, it's up to you whether you can say in a single month or single trade, whichever one you want to talk about.
That my money that I lost in the first month of my live account, it was 2021, the 8th month, 81,000. I had losses of 16K, 17K. But it was it was all because I was taking signals. Seeing this guy posting his cars, believing it's true, we might take all your signals, all my money is gone. 80,000 Rand gone with signals from Daniel Savage. And he was posting wins every single day.
Yeah, I've been in a situation like that. As a very popular trader, but this was back in the early days.
Right. These people are artists, but they wanna be traders. They should be something else, bro. Imagine you're like a professional liar. Oh, bro. Go be a lawyer or something.
Yeah, like
why do you want to lie to all these people? But I think it's also the market in trading is one thing. The market in trading can be round off to one thing. Someone that wants money. And who's that? Everyone. That is why it's so easy to get people and scam them. That's why so many people are being scammed. Because the market, the people that you target is rounded off to one thing. Someone that needs money. Bro, who does not need money? Everyone is in that market. So that is why so many people are getting scammed. That is why I'm also so happy that I did all of the courses. Even though people scammed me, even though people learned me nothing, there's many people who think that I'm using what they taught me. What I can tell you from what I'm doing, no one teaches what I'm teaching. I made those candlestick formations, I made them up myself. I sucked them out of my own thumb. The words that I'm using for it, I made them up myself. If someone talks to you about certain words, you will only find it in my community. Maybe someone else teaches it in a different way, but it's very, very unique candlestick formations that I identify as my rejection confirmations. Very, very unique. Actually, at the moment now, busy building an indicator for my strategy for my students. And yesterday when we did the back test, it had a 100% win rate on the 1 hour. 100% win rate.
Sure. Now, Stephan, now I'm done. Any closing remarks on your side?
Any closing remarks? I'd say comes back to it's all about how bad you want it. It's all about how bad you want it. You will follow your rules. You will stick to your mindset. You will ignore psychology if you want it bad enough. Many people do not know what it means to want it bad enough. To want it bad enough is not stopping until you have it. That is what wanting it bad enough is.
No, thank you very much for coming through, for making time as well. I'm grateful for the conversation. I've learned quite a bit today, and I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This was another installment of Market Masters with myself, Nubia Tambani. I'll see you guys on the same... I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching, and we're out.